Hi, good morning. Crawling and vision. How do I help my child and what went wrong? When you are seeing things like asymmetrical crawling, the first thing I want to look at is vision. Why? First of all, guys, I know everybody says their child can see, and I get it that they can see most likely. It's the quality. Vision has to go with movement when a baby is first born all the way up into full development. It's just that simple. That's one of the senses. It's just like saying I'm going to develop without taste, or hearing. It's all included. So the vision has to happen. So what I'm looking for, not that your child can't see, and I'm going to come a bit closer here, guys, right? Is the quality of vision that you're looking for is the ability to cross a visual midline, and a visual arc. Okay. The arcs really happen in independent sitting at 5.5 months. When a child is sitting there not doing this, but they're doing this and this. So what they're doing is they're grabbing the object and they're looking to you or down. Their vision starts to arc, right? And this is the stuff I teach in cognitive vision. Now your child opening up the pelvis, doing all this stuff, is ready at 6.5 months to come to sitting. It is the biggest missed milestone next to grabbing the feet, right? So coming to sitting, when I'm coming from my back, first of all, I need those visual arcs to come to sitting, right? And my eyes will start crossing a midline. It'll show up a little bit beforehand, but that's when it syncs all up, is coming to sitting through their back. I can tell you right now, any baby that's doing any kind of crawling besides the typical 4-point crawl, they did not come to sitting through their back. They roll over and push up into sitting. And everybody thinks that that's the same thing. No, it's not. Because now you're going to start seeing again more of these glitches. There's a big video out there, it's not by me, that says, oh, there's 7 types of crawling. No, there's not. There's one type of crawling and different variations of locomotion. That's not a crawl. A bear crawl, an asymmetrical, a club crawl, whatever, an army crawl, I can go on and on and on. It's not crawling. And now you're going to have issues coming to standing. Now you're going to have little issues walking. I'm not saying that the child's never going to do it, but these are the things that you're looking for. So I can see this clearly in a vision. First of all, I get it that they're following, not tracking. Tracking happens around 10.5 to 12 months, right? But following the object, meaning they're coming a little bit behind, versus that full-on track, right? Vision matures with movement. So what you're seeing here, what looks like a midline, well, my nose is crossing midline. My vision hasn't budged. This is the visual midline. This is a visual midline, right? And most of us are hand dominant at our age, and you'll feel that this midline might be easier than this midline, right? You can have an astigmatism. That's when these kind of things start showing up. The other thing that you're looking for, not up, down, whatever, guys, is just this. A midline crossing. So a midline crossing to the lower quadrant, a midline crossing to the upper quadrant, but a midline crossing. And that's where you get the asymmetrical crawl. Because your child cannot visually cross midline, and this would be crawling, right? What they're doing is they want to look up, and they're smart because there's nothing wrong really cognitively. And that's, again, people think if there's developmental delays, there's something wrong with the brain. Guys, no, movement first, movement. So they'll tilt to look up, and that's where you get the asymmetrical crawling, and that's where it's coming from. And this is why I always say, if you want to improve movement, you improve vision. And so that's what's going on. That's what you need to work on. So you really want to knock it down a bit, go back to either the coming to sitting course or the sitting and vision course so you can start working on those skills. Yes, I always suggest that you see your ophthalmologist, but in a lot of countries, they just think all babies can see, or all babies can't see because they're babies, or to get visual done and understand vision, especially in the babies, and to understand it with movement. This is why you're here. I can tell you outright, no parent ever thought in their lives that they would have to teach their babies how to see, right? That's what I'm here for, hopefully to make it nice and simple, but it needs to be done if you want the milestones. Thanks. I'm on a chalkboard here trying.